Afternoon. Welcome. I put my earpiece into the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you for a few. I'm with you for a few. 513-717-5464. 513-717-5464. Let's get some stuff together here. 513-717-5464. That's the number to get on board. It's a little hot outside. A little hot outside. But you made it. We made it through. We made it through. Let's see. Robert Willis in the house. Robert Willis in the house. What's up, Robert? Fame checking in from Grossbeck. Come on in here. Come on in here, people. Miss Pittsburgh in the house. Good afternoon, Miss Pittsburgh. Anthony in the house. Good afternoon, Anthony. We got Carolyn checking in from East Walnut Hills. Every time I see that, I want to say Earth Wind. LaDonna, good afternoon, LaDonna. Good afternoon. Preston in the house. Good afternoon. Rick is in here. Rick is checking us out. Good afternoon. McConnell from Fairfield. Good afternoon, McConnell. Let's go through and say hi to everybody. Y'all know how we do. Come in, you say hi to me. I say hi to you. And, then I ramble for a little bit. And then we all enjoy the rest of our day. We got Terry in the house. Terry checking in downtown. What's up? Brent in the house. Brent checking in from Gorham, Maine. 78 degrees. Interesting. We got Jerica checking in. Hola. Beautiful black people. And the others too. We got, who else? We got Kenneth Jones. Great day. He checking us out from the west side. Jerica's checking us out from Dayton. Oh, you in Ohio. All right. Got Erica checking us out from Reading. Good afternoon, Erica. Got my Osha checking us out from Avondale. Good afternoon, my Osha. Nikki in the house checking us out. Good afternoon, Nikki. Cleopatra. All right, Cleopatra in the house checking us out. Brenda checking us out from Fairfield. We got White Oak. We got White Oak in the house. Good afternoon. All right. Now, hold on. I wanna touch on some stuff because I think I know how I feel about a couple of things. But I just had to be sure. Come on, Chromebook. I had to be sure. I've been hearing a lot of some conversation surrounding the little small town song, and I never listened to it. I didn't develop an opinion on it. I never listened to it. Then somewhere I saw where somebody put up the lyrics to the song, and I was like, And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to check this out. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Again, I'm not plugged into the whole country music scene at all. I'm not plugged into the country music scene at all. So I wasn't aware. Oh, let me say a few more good afternoons before I move into this. We got Daryl in the house. He said Forest Park checking in. Good afternoon, Daryl. Brent says, don't blame the Chromebook. It's been holding you down since 2003 MacBook went down. Now, I just got the Chromebook, about 2 weeks ago. So, that's it. Diane checking in from Covington. Robert Willis says, yeah, I heard about it. All right. LaDonna says, we know of it. All right. Andrea says, good afternoon from downtown. All right. See, I heard about it, but I don't, look, I'm not one of those people who put a whole lot of stock in the lyrical content of a song necessarily. Because look, if you don't notice, I think most people do. But if you don't notice, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. It's not really a secret. People make music and companies put out music for what I believe 2 reasons. Number 1, to make money. To make money. Number 2, to express themselves artistically. I believe there is a third reason why some people and companies do it. I believe they have an agenda that they want to push. So I believe that to be, a real thing. I know a lot of people don't believe it. A lot of people feel like, look, they wouldn't put out a record if, they didn't know it was going to make money, or they didn't believe it was going to make money, or whatever. But I am now, and have been of the belief for a long time. They dictate what you like and what you listen to. Record companies dictate what you like and what you listen to. Look, I can't remember the song. I'm going to get to the song here. But I can't remember what the song was. It was some years back. And my understanding of the way this thing went down was there was a record company who got their hands on a song. They thought the song was terrible. They didn't think the song would do anything. The radio stations thought the song was terrible. They didn't think the song was going to do anything. But somebody somewhere had this theory. Like, okay, we got this song that kind of universally, we can all objectively listen to it and say, the song is terrible. Like the production quality on it. If I remember, they used a Casio keyboard. Not even a fancy Casio keyboard, like a cheap one you would buy for your kid. They used that, hit some notes. And, the rap on it was a hip hop song. The rap on it was whack and all of that kind of stuff. And they all knew. Everybody objectively looked at this song and said, it's terrible. But then somebody else said, okay, since we can all agree it's terrible and it wouldn't be successful, see if we can make this song successful. And they released it. And radio played it like crazy. And it was a very successful song. And I don't remember, it wasn't a Rappin' Duke. Was it the Laffy Taffy song? I can't remember. I think it was the Laffy Taffy song. And if you listen, hold on, let me see. Pull up Laffy Taffy. Go to YouTube. I think it was Laffy Taffy. Objectively, everybody listened to the song and said, that's terrible. No, that could never be successful. Hold on, I just had to listen to it for just a moment, just to see if this is it. Hold on. Because y'all know, I don't have the rights. I don't be paying for all that. I had the rights to stuff. So I don't have the rights to it. Hold on. Let's go out the speaker. Fast forward. Yeah, that was it. People looked at the song, listened to the song, objectively said, that's terrible. But they pushed it. And it became a hit. The record companies and the radio stations, at the time, now not quite as much, but still significantly, they understand they got the power to dictate what you like. They had it then, they have it now. They can dictate what you like. Okay? Just understand that. The record companies can dictate what you like. So when people say, oh, they had to be this way to sell records. Not if the record company didn't want it that way. If the record company said right now, record companies across the board said everything that's going to be produced is going to be clean. It's going to be good, clean, quality music. We're going to start talking about love again. We're going to start talking about respecting each other. We're going to start talking about going out and having good, clean fun, dancing and partying, not selling drugs, not shooting each other, not just having sex for no reason. We're going to start, if the record companies and radio stations said, this is what we're going to release, would it be a little bit of pushback? Just a little bit, sure. But they know how to program. That's why it's called programming. They know how to program you. They program the music and they dictate what you like. Remember back in the day when people used to win a Grammy? They used to always thank the radio stations, thank the DJs. Because they understood that, because at that time DJs had discretion in terms of what they played and how often they played it and all that kind of stuff. So if they wanted to make something a hit, they could make it a hit. Just understand that. It's not, well, these artists, some of that, but the artists are doing whatever it takes to make money. Artists, once they get to a certain level, well, there's a middle ground. Like you're a starting, struggling artist, you ain't got no deal, or you got a deal, but you know what I'm saying, you struggling for to break through. They're concerned about their artistic integrity. Those artists are really concerned about their artistic integrity. Then once you break through, that's why a lot of times, it's one of the reasons why a lot of times, once you hear an artist break through, I'm putting them in that middle category. Once they break through, their music change a little bit. It changed a little bit. Again, there's a few reasons why, but one of the reasons is they want to do what's going to keep them on the radio. So they might change their music to fit with what programmers want, right? And then some of them get successful to a point where they're like, wait a minute, all right, it's back about artistic integrity. Because now I'm so popular, I can do almost anything and people will appreciate it. But that don't happen all the time. But the majority of the popular artists out there, they really could do just about anything. And if they get the backing of a record company and radio, they can be successful. So don't believe that these artists are not being told what to do. Don't believe that. Hold on, let me read a couple comments. They can only dictate what's released. I don't care what them Zionist Jews do, but I get the point. Look at We Got Now, Meg, Sexy Red, etc. ain't worth listening to. And some of that is because that's the agenda that a certain group wants to push. That's the agenda that a certain group wants to push. You're not That's that's the agenda that a certain group wants to push. Okay, it's the truth. Who is that group? You determine. Who's running the record companies. You figure out who's running the record companies, and you'll know what group is pushing whatever agenda. Because since Megan Thee Stallion, let's use her. Megan Thee Stallion, she's not the final say over what get dropped. You know what I'm saying? Over what music gets put out. She's not the final say of that. If she put out a recording of a song that company has said don't put out, they can sue her. They own Megan Thee Stallion. They own the rights to her music. We tell you what you can put out and what you can't put out. And if you just go independently release something, you can get sued. You owe us so many records before, we determine whether or not we're going to let you own you again. You owe us so many records. You can't just release stuff on your own. So understand there is an agenda, because they could easily say, no, Megan, you can't release that. Go talk about healthy relationships. Go make music that creates a healthy sense of self-esteem for Black women. The record companies could do that. So that's what we gonna release, because that's the mood that we want in the community of people who listen to your music. But we see that that's not what happens. That's not what happens. So just understand that the record companies, the radio stations, the corporations that, make up radio stations, they determine that kind of stuff. There's a dance that goes on between radio and the recording companies. I'm gonna tell y'all a rumor. It's just a rumor. Don't say that I said this was factual. It's just a rumor. All right. It may not be true at all. But apparently there was a recording company that wanted to push a certain artist or a certain group of artists. And it was Black artists. And they approached Radio 1 about pushing this artist. And Radio 1, or these artists. And Radio 1 wasn't playing ball. Now, some people say they wanted, there was some exchange for money that Radio 1 wanted. But we all know that's not legal, and Radio 1 would never do that. But for whatever reason, they wasn't on board with what this radio company was trying to do. And the rumor is that this radio company was so upset by it that one of the executives at Radio 1 house got burned down mysteriously. And that people knew, again, this is rumor, that people knew who did it and that they were associated with that recording company. And that was the recording company's way of saying, don't play with us. You think you not gonna roll with our agenda? Fuck around and find out. And you see that house burned down, that mansion burned down. That ain't the only thing that we can do. And then Radio 1 start, playing ball with that company. That's just a rumor. That's just a rumor. They have this relationship. Radio 1, look, the radio stations, not Radio 1, the radio stations, They can push back. Radio stations have refused to play stuff. You know, I don't know. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of times before a record gets released, record executives meet with radio executives. And they talk about whether or not we can really, and radio executives can even say to record company executives, look, we like the track. I mean, but it's some stuff in there. Change this. And record company executives would then go back and say, all right, change this. And then they bring it back to the radio stations, and the radio stations say, okay, yeah, now we'll play that. I didn't know that stuff happened. I didn't know that stuff happens, but it happens. So when you think, oh, the record producer, the songwriters wrote this song and then they got it produced and they presented it to the record company execs, and then they gave it the green light and then they dropped it. They do all kind of tests, marketing, and they speak to the radio executives, and I'm sure executives say at BET or at MTV when they was playing music videos, all of that kind of stuff. All of these conversations happen. I was at an event as a radio programmer. As a fake radio programmer. I was at an event that was held for the radio programmers to talk to the A&R guys who would then go talk to the record company execs. And I was asked those questions. I was asked those questions like, well, what do you think about this track? What would you change? Like, what would make this more playable? Now, I wasn't successful at that stuff because my answer was a simple answer and people didn't like it. But mine was a simple answer. I don't get to determine what's played. They tell me what to play and then I play it. Again, we have a music call. Was it once a week or once a month? We have a music call and we sit down and we go over the music library and they tell me what to play, when to play it, how often to play it, and what order to play things. I don't really have much. I'm a button pusher. And they was looking at me like, what? Because everybody else was answering them like, oh, and if I would change this and I would think that would be more playable. And I'm like, you don't really want my opinion because my opinion don't count. My opinion don't really count. I don't even know why y'all here meeting with us. I didn't say this, but I was, this was the vibe I was really trying to give off. Like, I don't even really know why y'all here meeting with us. We don't make any of these decisions. But I'm just saying this to let y'all know. Radio, the video companies, all of these companies, I'm certain right about now, YouTube, what's that one, Vivo? What? I have to do a little bit of research into that. I don't know who owns that and all of that kind of stuff. But I'm certain they get some say as well. But I don't know, my OSHA says, do artists still make videos anymore? Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Your music ain't get nowhere if you don't have a video. Now, people don't like, you might not see videos on like MTV. And I remember Video Jukebox, that stuff, Friday night videos. That stuff don't really exist no more because everybody go on YouTube. You go to YouTube and you find your artists and then they got all of their videos there. They make videos. Yeah. So the bottom line is, it's an agenda. So if you hear some ratchet music, I do that because I don't know exactly what ratchet means. I don't know. Something about that term, it feels feel a little racist to me, but I know a lot of us use it. But if it seemed a little ratchet to you, if it seemed way overboard to you, some record company exec said, yeah, go with that. Some record company exec may have said, that's not explicit enough. Like, we want this song to be so over the top that people can't ignore it. None of this stuff is just happenstance. They have a formula when they doing all of this stuff. All of them. They have a formula. They have a target that they're trying to reach, and they have a formula. They have an agenda. They have an agenda. All right? Now back to what I was saying. So I never listened to the Small Town song. But I was told, like, hey, people are upset about this song. And then I heard people saying, well, why are black people upset about this song? And I'm like, why are black people upset about a country song? Like, how did black people even get wind of a country song? Like, who cares? It's country. So sure, some black people listen to country. I had a cousin who lived in Alabama. He lives in Alabama. And when I was in school at Alabama State University, we would drive his Chevy truck to school. And in his Chevy pickup truck, he played country music. He once told me he was a honky-tonk man. And I said, can you be a black man and be a honky-tonk man? I don't know that those two things can go together. He said, well, I'm black and I'm a honky-tonk man. What exactly does that mean? But I don't want to get into all of that. My point is, not a lot of black people are like really consuming country music. And look, I get it. I get it. So all of the, I was about to say something that may be a little insulting. I don't want to be insulting. I get it. Some of y'all black people are so open to everything. You like all music. You like country music. You like classical music. You like reggae. You like pop. You like grunge. You like heavy metal. I get it. Some of y'all are, into everything. Y'all know everything. Y'all love everything. Y'all so well-rounded. All right, I get it. I get it. But the vast majority of black people are not heavy into country music. So I'm like, how? How are we upset about this song? And I was reading this article. And then some said, you don't need to listen to the song. I'm hearing black people, like, why are black people upset about this song? You need to be concerned about this and not that. And I'm like, why can't we be concerned about more than one thing? Why are we the only people? I hate when people say that, not the only people. Why are we the only people who are only allowed to be concerned about one thing at a time? We're the only people who only get to be concerned about one thing at a time. Why are we concerned about this and not this? Why are we talking about this and not this? Why are people criticizing this and not this? So I said, let me listen to the song. Let me listen to the song. But I didn't listen to the song. So I want to listen to a little bit of the song right now. I want to hear just a little bit of the song right now. Hold on, let me see if I can play this. Hold on, let me do this. Because I don't know. I'm going to see if I can pull up the lyrics. But I'm told that it's important not just to listen to the lyrics, but to watch the video. That's what I've been told. Sierra's saying it now. That's what I've been told. Not just the lyrics. You got to watch the video because the video sends the message. So let's see. Let me see if I can. Let me go here. I don't want to see no mix. Let's go here.
In 16 years, Greg Gerstner will land the perfect cannonball.
He gonna land
with
a
friends
cannonball.
He's already meeting now.
Good for him. I mean, somebody must have watched it. So this is the video.
Sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk, carjacking old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town.
Oh, okay. I get what he's saying.
Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you.
All right. I get it. I get why people are upset about it. I understand. I had read the some of the lyrics. I can't say I had read them all. And Sierra says I got to see the second verse. Well, hold on, let me go back to it. They're gonna boot me off of Facebook for copyright infringement. That's why I'm trying to kind of, not play it. But hold on, let me see. Second verse. Let me scroll through. Am I at the second verse?
Around here we take care of our own. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town around up. Well, that shit might fly in the city.
I heard that.
Small town full of if you're looking for a fight. Try that in a small if you're looking for.
All right, I'm sorry. I can't keep going. I don't want to get that, get booted off of Facebook. I might get booted anyway. But okay, I get it. I understand the concept of the song. It actually sounded to me, and I see why people are upset. Oh, why are people so upset about this? Why are people so upset about this? Hold on, let me explain. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. See if I can do this. No, go back. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going somewhere. Let's go here. Come on. All right. Hold on. All right. So the point of the song, this is what I got. Y'all can do all of that stuff. And I understand. I understand the idea that in the article that I read, there was some Black Lives Matter stuff in there that apparently they took out. So here's why, for the people asking, here's why people are upset. People are upset Because basically he telling black people, y'all can say what y'all want to say and do what y'all want to do in them cities, but y'all come to some of these white towns and y'all get the business. That's the gist of it, right? I mean, am I kind of on point here? You come trying to do that in a small town, which is kind of dog whistly. I don't even know if I'm using that right, for some of our white towns. The outcome will be different. He mentioned something about having a gun that his daddy bought him, a shotgun or something like that his daddy bought him. And people wondering, why are people upset about that song? People are upset about that song because we remember when a young man went jogging in a small town. And we remember how that ended for him in that small town. We remember, we remember seeing this image and what followed in that small town. And to basically say, if you come to our town, you're going to end up like Ahmaud Arbery. You come acting up in our town, you're going to end up like him. Yeah, that's upsetting. That's upsetting. I understand. Yeah. And then what's the for those of you who don't know, I watch Wyatt live when I can. I got a chance to catch like maybe 10 minutes of it today towards the very end. And Wyatt been going off about Sexy Red, who's this rapper, I'm not playing her song, who's like really, really, really vulgar. And apparently she was invited to her former high school to, I guess come and perform and maybe talk to the young people. And, it seems completely out of line because of the lyrical content. Because of the lyrical content of her music, it seems out of line. But can I suggest something else? Can I suggest it's not maybe as bad as it seems? It's maybe not as bad as it seems. Can I suggest that maybe I'm not playing her song? No, Paul, I am not playing her song. Can I suggest that maybe, and Quintano says she wasn't invited and she didn't perform. She wasn't invited and she didn't perform. I don't know whether she was invited. I don't know whether she ultimately ended up performing. But I would say, even if she were and she did, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's not that bad. Imagine this. Imagine you go to school. You go to a high school. You leave that high school and you become successful in your field, whatever that field is. And you become so successful that you're well known in that field, at least for that moment. You got a hit record. Is it really that unreasonable that people at the school might want you to come and talk to the students and maybe explain to them, look, everything that you hear me rapping about, everything that all of that stuff, all the glitz and the glamour, the fame, number one, I would have never made it if I didn't study and get good grades, if I had not graduated, if I had not been here, paid attention, been a good student, I wouldn't be in this position. Is that such a bad message, even for a ratchet rapper to give to students at her former high school? Is it? I'm asking the question. Is it that horrible of a message? Is it that horrible that a ratchet rapper would come and say that? Look. I think it's not necessarily that bad of a thing. I understand, kind of the optics of it. And she came in and they wilded out a little bit and they rushed her. That's not that bad of a thing. Man, you always making excuses. Hold on. How in the history of music, how many artists have been rushed by teenagers? How many popular artists have been rushed by teenagers? Michael Jackson had to have security all around him all the time. I bet Taylor Swift had to have security all around her all the time for people to not rush her. The Beatles had to have security around them all the time, right? Play her music as you tell folks that. No, because her music ain't the point that I'm making. And why secretly, I think you like them songs. Secretly, I think you like them songs. I can't say with 100% certainty, but you might like a lyric or two in there. But I'm saying, look, what if she comes to the school not to perform, but to talk to the students? And even if she perform, look, hold on. Let me tell y'all how I got here. I worked hard. I wouldn't be able to even write that stuff if I hadn't studied hard in Miss Jenkins' English class. I wouldn't be able to manage my money that I'm making, and I'm not making as much as y'all think, if I wouldn't have paid attention in Mr. Stewart's math class. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, tell the kids that this is hard work. I get up and grind every day. Well, she might not be able to say she get up and grind. The lyrical content of her music, they might take that wrong. But to come in and to talk to the kids don't seem like the worst idea in the world. And if that end with a little bit of, my booty hole is brown or whatever, then okay. She walked in with her middle fingers up. Yeah, she was about to tell them to be great in life. I don't know if you've seen a lot of these little kids, but they got some of the weirdest and worst gestures in the world that don't mean what you want it to mean. They do that. Like how some people call other black people the N-word, as people say, a term of endearment. What's up, my N? What's up, N? I've seen, that's not that bad. It's not as if it's something that they don't do. Oh, hold on. Let me get the phone. Hold on, Quinn. Let me answer you first. Hold on. Don't start talking yet. I have to make some changes here. This is my fault being lazy because I still haven't gotten that other cable and set everything up the way it's supposed to be. So give me just a moment. That's not. All right. Put it in there. Quinn?
Yes, sir.
All right. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I just wanted to put some facts out here, man. Okay, first of all, Jason Aldean, or whatever his name is, right? He doing this small town song, right? But when that little mass shooting went down at his concert, he got the skit-skadiddling out of there when the shooting happened. He ain't stick around to see who got hurt or none of that. He was out of there. then what is her name? Sexy Red or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, she went to a school. She chose a school. I don't know if it was a school she went to, but she chose a school. She went, she bought them hair, she got them haircuts for prom. And the DJ, he wasn't supposed to do nothing but like, introduce her. But he ended up playing her song. Cut it short. She did what she did. You know what I'm saying? But she gave back. That was her thing. I'm not here to say if she was bad or wrong. I'm not here to judge her or anything like that.
All right.
It was just that's what happened. Now after that, you can say anything you want to. Say she a horrible person or whatever you want to say about it. That's not for me to judge. I think it was a nice thing to do, but people gonna judge either way it goes.
But she got see, you saying she did some nice stuff for some students. But
right.
For some people, the most important part is, but she got some nasty lyrics. Do you want somebody doing nice for you if they rap nasty?
Well, I mean, I really don't care. I mean, that's not me. But I mean, they want Donald Trump to be the president, and he do nasty stuff. So I mean, I don't like.
Well, but he don't talk about it and glorify it, and then his glorification of it doesn't inspire other people to. Well, wait a minute.
Yeah, see,
it kind of does, and it kind of does, but it's different. Yeah. But it is different.
How is it? Well, I mean, if it is, it is. I don't know.
It is.
I'm not here to judge.
I don't know exactly how it is, but I'm certain that it is.
I guess. I mean, if you say so, I mean, shit. I don't know. Like, they talking about Hunter Biden. I'm gonna say this though about Hunter Biden. He should be getting some more. I'm glad they rejected his plea deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because anybody else be under jail if
they don't put people under jails.
I know they don't, but it's an expression. It makes sense. Lock away, throw it away the key. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, so tell me, who do you know who did what Hunter Biden did and they put under the jail?
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes did what?
He cheated on his test.
And he got how many years?
I don't know. Was it like 3, 5, something like that?
3 years is under the jail. I thought the expression meant something.
I mean, but
much stronger.
but go to jail. Like they was trying to get this man probation and wrap all this little stuff up into one and keep him from they was trying to give him immunity for something that they ain't even got him for yet. You know what I'm saying? Like it was. So
if he got 3 years, you'd be happy.
Yeah, I mean, for that. But then you got to go for some other stuff. I mean,
look, I'm not. I never have, and I never will defend. What's his name? Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden. Yeah. I don't care what they do to Hunter Biden. I don't care if Hunter Biden go to jail. I don't care if he get a plea deal. I don't care about Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden is not the president. To me, Hunter Biden is a guy who committed some crimes, and hopefully he paid for those crimes. I don't care about Hunter Biden.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I hope he paid for it, especially from his daddy, who did the whole 3 strikes law and all that stuff, put cats away to jail. He up here facing all these felonies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they trying to give him probation. It just sounds, the optics is all off.
But Quinn, here becomes the question for me with regard to Hunter Biden. Because again, I don't really care about what Hunter Biden did or didn't do. Hopefully they know what he did and he pays for those crimes however they see fit. Because, I don't believe that the justice system is just, period. But, okay, Hunter Biden did whatever he did. Should Joe Biden be impeached because Hunter Biden did what Hunter Biden did?
No.
Okay. And that's my only pushback on it. I don't care about Hunter Biden, but somehow they try to tie it with, well, Joe Biden should be impeached because look at Hunter Biden. And I'll just be...
That's nonsensical. You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense to me, like how they equating the things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see how that.
And Quinn, a few people are saying Wesley Snipes basically said he wasn't going to pay his taxes and he fought the case and he lost. And that's why there's a difference. One took a plea deal. The other said, I'm not paying no taxes. That's what people are saying.
Okay. That's word. I got all right. That's word. But how much did they say how much he owed the IRS?
He who?
Was it millions?
Who?
Wesley Snipes.
Oh, I have no idea. I don't follow Wesley Snipes, and I don't really follow Hunter Biden. So either way, the answer would have been I don't know.
I mean, I get it. I mean, but it's like when I look at some of my brothers who went to jail for all this little stupid petty stuff and catch a low felony, and then now they got to spend the rest of their life in jail. You know, I gotta look at the source of that. You know, but and then look at the source of it, the son of the source of it, and how they treating him with the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? The optics is off to me. Like, but as far as how the turnout is gonna be, I really don't care. But the optics is off.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
But yeah, just throw some facts out there. I didn't want everybody to be up here like he came in there twerking and half naked and flipped up on the principal.
Well, I saw the clip that Wyatt played over and over and over. I think he liked that song. But I saw the clip that he played where she came in. I'm just picking with Wyatt. Where she came in and she did the middle fingers. And I don't know why that's a thing. Look, if you watch little videos, I watch little videos on YouTube, and as they pop up on my Facebook, and it'll be like little Instagram pictures. And for whatever reason, that's something that the girls are always doing now. They always throwing up the middle finger and sticking out their tongue. That's what they do.
Right. I mean, we used to do some old crazy stuff back in the day too, I was born in the I cut my teeth in the 1900s. I was born in the 70s, but I cut my teeth in the 1900s.
In the 1900s?
And 1990s. Like
okay.
But we had Luke and all them. Everybody try to talk down about these people, but we used to do some so-called ratchetness.
Well, not me, but other people did. Yes.
Oh, come on now. All right, I'll take that. I ain't gonna call you out on it.
Yeah, my daddy was a preacher, man. Come on.
Yeah, they was the worst ones, but we ain't gonna. But I digress.
All right, Quinn. Did you have anything else?
Nah, man. Hey, just a shout out to all the afternoon experimenters out there. Keep doing your thing. And let the bullshit miss you like a crosshair sniper. That's what's up.
All right, Quinn.
Peace.
All right, that's Quinn. Hold on, let me hit the button here. That's Quinn. I don't know what happened to the comments, y'all. The comments went away. Hold on, let me see if I can get them back for y'all. Turn off the chat. Turn the chat back on. Reload. Oh, I gotta reload here. Yeah, reload. That's how they kicked it in the 1900s. That's how they kicked it in the 1900s. I saw Tina said men like that stuff. The fingers and the tongue out. None that I know. Well, maybe those young guys like that, but I don't know any men that like a whole lot of that stuff that's going on. But apparently somebody like it. Somebody like it. Those young women are getting guys to do stuff to them. So somebody like it. But yeah, no, I don't. It seems reasonable to me that one might invite a popular musician to the school who graduated from the school to talk to the kids in the school and talk to them about working hard, kind of what it takes to make it. Just motivate them to stay in school and do good. So, I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. Well, I have a problem with it, but I don't have that big of a problem with it. I don't have a big problem with it. Stephanie said, this is not the 1900s. Quinn needs to fix his time machine. He said he grew up in the 1900s. What I think the terminology he used, I think, was he cut his teeth in the 1900s, which is true. He said the 1990s, that's still the 1900s. Just a strange way to say it. Timothy says that's what prostitutes do. What's what prostitutes do? What is what prostitutes do? McConnell says he right. Some of us listen to 2 Live Crew, Uncle Luke, Too Short, etc., and now knock them for being just explicit. All right. And Tina, you were hanging around the wrong older men. Tina says older men like it too. I don't know a single mature older man. Because just because you're older don't mean you're mature. We all know that. I don't know a single mature older man that want a woman running around doing this and sticking her tongue out and all of that stuff. I don't know a single one. And if you know older men who doing that, and you're around them, you might be around the wrong older men. What does the tongue finger combo mean? I don't know. It's just something that they do. It's just something that they do. I think they think it's cute. They think it's you know, when you were younger, maybe not y'all. A lot of people when they were younger. Here's how I can do it. When we were younger, we used to do things that were defiant. That, you know, the music that I listened to, some of it I listened to because I knew that society in general didn't like it. I liked it and I wanted them to hear it. And that's why sometimes I turned it up loud. I didn't need to listen to it that loud. But we did defiant things. Just because it was defiant. I think that's where some of that comes from. Throw up the middle finger. Stick out your tongue. It's defiant. I think you need to phone a friend and give Raven Monday a call. She may be able to enlighten us on young folk behavior. She might be at work. Kenneth say, young brothers eat booty like grocery and proud of it. All right. Stephanie wants to know, do we want our children looking at Sexy Red as a positive role model? Her music is not positive in any way. Okay, let me ask you this. Are you okay with an ex-convict talking to teens and telling them, don't do the same things I did? Are you okay with a recovering addict talking to young people and telling young people, don't do drugs, you're going to end up in the same position I'm in? I watch those commercials on TV, you know, the emphysema commercials where, you know, the anti-smoking commercials where they show the nub where the foot used to be and they be like, you know, hey, don't smoke. I smoked and I ain't got no foot. Hey, don't smoke. I smoked and now I ain't got no jaw. Hey, don't smoke. I smoked and now I had to talk with this tube down my throat. Hey, don't smoke. I smoke. I used to smoke, and now I need to use this to talk. Those aren't good role models, but their message can resonate. So do I want her to be a role model? I don't want people to model what she's rapping about. I don't want people to model what she's rapping about. But what if I told you, and this is just I'm asking, what if I told you Sexy Red, nasty lyrics and all in the song, you got a child that's failing out of school and all they listening to is ratchet stuff. Sexy Red can come in and talk to them and tell them, look, stop acting out of pocket. What you see me doing is entertainment. And the way I got here was I paid attention in school. I got good grades. I work hard every day. And you can achieve a level of success as well. And that might turn your child around. You'd say, nah, I don't want that because her music is nasty. I don't want that because her music is nasty. But she could turn your child around maybe. Yeah, but her music is nasty, so no. Come on. Stephanie says, yes, as long as they're delivering a positive message that will better them as a human being. And so if she goes in and delivers a positive message that can better them as a human being, what difference do it make that her music nasty? What difference do it make if her music nasty? Now again, that's what she's doing. I don't know what she was doing. I saw her go in, I saw the fingers up, and I saw the crowd rush. That don't necessarily mean that she's a bad person. And again, we can be concerned about more than one thing at a time. Tina says, now kids are going to be walking around school talking about my booty hole is brown. Oh, let me address that for just a moment. First, they was probably, if they were going to walk around school talking about my booty hole is brown, they were probably already doing that. Like if you didn't know who she was, you probably, maybe you wasn't saying that. Unless that's a common saying among young people nowadays. They probably wasn't saying it. But if you already knew who she was, then you'd probably be saying it if you were going to say it. But secondly, it's nasty, but it's probably factually accurate. There's a really good chance that it's brown. Just so y'all know, there's a pretty good chance. Daryl says she is promoting bad culture. I agree. But you can't put all of that on her again. Some of that, put that on her. But you can't put all of that on her. Like, we want to vilify her, right? Hold on, let me see something. And I have to look stuff up. Hold on, let me look her up. Hold on. Sexy Red. J Rebel Music. So she's on J Rebel Music. J Rebel is a record label. I'm trying to. Somebody tell me, are they completely independent? Because I feel like it'd be difficult for them to be completely independent. But we want to blame the artist. But who greenlighted? I don't think they actually, I'm not sure they use that term in music, but who greenlighted the song? Because again, that's why I was explaining to y'all earlier. They don't just go in there and do whatever. Somebody says it's all right to do that. Somebody finances that. Somebody finances the video. But we want to blame the artist when the record company, they said yes. So we like, okay, she's promoting a bad culture, which means that record company is promoting a bad culture. She was apparently at the BET Awards twerking on like Bobby Jones or something like that. But she was apparently at the BET Awards, so now BET is also promoting that bad culture. But we want to save our criticism for her, who's like the lowest rung on the ladder. She's probably the one with the least amount of decision-making ability in the entire process. But she's the one promoting the bad culture. You know, when they do these promotional tours, you know who pay for it? The record company. The record company pay for that. The record company get them to where they going. The record company put them up in the hotel, or, you know, sometimes, depending on who they are. But if she's not an established artist, the record company is getting her to the place, putting her up in the hotel, fronting the whole bill. They're charging her for it. But the record company is fronting the whole bill. She don't really get to say, no, I don't want to go to Cincinnati. They say, you got a date in Cincinnati in 2 weeks. This is where you're going to be. This is where you're going to stay. This is where you're going to perform. This is what you're going to perform. Then this is where you're going for the after party. This is how long you're going to be there. And then this is where we going after that. As a non-established artist, she doesn't get to make, but it's all her fault. But it's her fault. Is she promoting a bad culture? Yeah, she is. I think it's enough blame to go to other people other than just the young black girl who's put out front. But why make a song about booty holes? Because everybody got one. Oh no, why make a song about any of this nonsense that they make songs about? Somebody somewhere decided, if this girl talks like this, dresses like this, and acts like this, we can make a lot of money. Somebody probably at some point said, no, we got to turn it up a couple notches. We already got ratchet. We need ratchet. And they make money. This is about making money, which we celebrate. We celebrate making money. We so enamored with people who make money. Come on, if you make money, you somebody. You know how to play the game. You know how to do this. That's what it's all about. Making that money. And we don't think about the culture that we destroy in the wake of that. We don't. We said, he rich. He rich. That's all that matter. But trust me, this young female, this young black female, there's a really good chance the clothes she wearing, somebody picked them out for her. She got a stylist. She got a makeup artist. She look and act exactly the way they want her to look and act to make that money. I don't understand how some of y'all don't understand this stuff. Or at least y'all acting like y'all do. I believe y'all really do. But it is, and trust me, these executives know this. It's much easier if anybody gonna get the heat, it's gonna be Sexy Red. It ain't gonna be the executive somewhere who said, now turn it up 2 more notches. Why we not concerned about that? She could stand up for something and not fall for anything. It depends on the respect you have for yourself. Prince, as an artist, stood up to let the industry know what he would and would not accept. She needs to stand up from jump to show them what she will and won't do. Have some backbone. That's easy to say. Prince did what the record company told him to do for years before he developed that backbone. Prince had #1 hits and Grammys before he developed that backbone. You wouldn't have ever heard about Prince if he didn't do some of the stuff the record company said do. They would have just never released this stuff. They would have just never released the stuff. You would have never heard from him. So it's easy to say that. But he developed it. Doesn't matter when. It kind of does matter when. It does matter when. And you talk about, what he developed. This dude was like naked on a horse on his second album, I believe. He was naked on a horse. He grew into all of that other stuff. He grew into that other stuff. Sometimes people have to grow into stuff. Stephanie says that was at the beginning of his career. This is the beginning of her career. She's at the beginning of her career. She ain't been in the game for 20 years. She's at the beginning of her career. Now look, I'm not saying that I agree with her lyrical content or with the persona. I don't agree with any of that stuff. And look, I'm not even against people criticizing it because it's worthy of criticism. It is worthy of criticism. But if you're going to criticize her, it's really all I'm saying. If you're going to criticize her, where's your criticism for the record company execs that said yes to it? You want to criticize the school administrators who brought her in. Where is the criticism for the record company execs who released that project, who greenlit and paid for them videos? Man, let's blame everybody. Let's blame everybody associated. Because they're all a part of what y'all say is ruining the culture. Blame everybody. Where's that conversation? Oh, I forgot we only allowed to be concerned about one thing at a time. We can't be concerned about racism and bad lyrics in music ruining our culture. We can't be concerned about both. And while you're at it, just blame the fans as well. The fans will get a little less blame, but yes, blame the fans as well. They get a little less blame because, again, as I was talking about earlier in the show, it's called programming for a reason. They actually tell you what to like, and then they force feed it to you until you like it. They do have that ability. Y'all don't believe me, and it will never happen. But if all the record companies around said, we are not putting any more cussing in music. If you're talking about sex, it's going to be in the confines of a marriage or a long-term committed relationship. We're not going to talk about drugs unless we're condemning drug usage. We're going to talk about love and respect of people. We're going to elevate black men, elevate black women. There will be no racism, no suggestive lyrics. And the record companies completely cut that out and start dropping nothing but clean music. And you turned on your favorite radio station, and twice an hour, you heard that song that was just clean, nice beat, make you dance to it. You'd be like, I like that. I always tell the story about State of Shock. State of Shock. Some of y'all don't remember that song. That was a hit song by the Jacksons and Mick Jagger. I remember I heard that song. This is programming. I heard that song for the first time. I was like, that's trash. That's straight up trash. I heard that song for the, probably 100th time, and I was like, that's not a good song. I heard that song for the probably 5,000th time, and I was like, you look so great. Every time I see your face, you put me in a state of shock. Like, I'm singing this song. I hated this song. But now that I've heard it 5, 50, 100,000 times, I know it and I love it. Because they just kept hitting me with it and kept hitting me with it and kept hitting me with it until, mentally, I guess, I don't know how it works. You just give in and you're like, it's good, okay? It's good. I like it. But it's what you really think about that song objectively, it's not a good song. It's really not a good song. So they can make you like a song if they want to. So yeah, they can pull all the negative stuff off. All the negative stuff. And boom, put positive stuff. And eventually, everybody will be singing about positivity. Ain't gonna ever happen. It's never gonna happen. But it's true. But it's true. So you can blame the fans. Because they could reject it. They could reject it. I looked it up. I said J Rebel Music. It's black owned, but who is it backed by? And what label is the baby on? See, this stuff, you got to dig deep into it. Because it's really only a few record companies. It's really only a few record companies. So why dig into it for me? I'll dig into it after the show. I can't necessarily do all of that on the show. I could look up J Rebel Music, but I can't necessarily find out because that's it's a independent label, but they're distributed by somebody or they're backed by somebody. Even the overwhelming majority of independents, especially if they if she at the BET Awards, that ain't just some independent. Like, what was his name? What was his name? Yes, right. That's what I said. And the distributor has some say-so. The distributor has say-so. What is his name? Very popular producer, hip-hop guy. He's like a beard at beats. Dre. Aftermath. Wasn't that? Did that? And even Death Row. But that's owned by a black company, by a black person. But trust me, Interscope had some say-so. I'm just, look, I'm just telling y'all, it is very easy, if y'all don't already notice, it's very easy to turn our ire to the lowest person on the totem pole, to the lowest person, and say, hey, you're a horrible ratchet. But somebody up the totem pole said, do this. Somebody above them said, tell her to do this. Somebody above them said, look, this is what we need. Make it happen. And we want to be like, oh, Sexy Red, no, terrible. This. Okay. What about the other people? Quintano says, No Limit is the last time you'll see independence in that way. If you hadn't noticed, I'm ignoring Ben because he lied. So until Ben apologizes for lying, I will be ignoring his comments. I don't like when people lie on me. Like, tell the truth. You can criticize everything I say legitimately without saying that I said things that I didn't say. Don't lie on me. So that's that. Janice says, if you're a fantastic artist and record companies believe they can make money off you, the artist will have a lot of say so about your project. Not necessarily, Janice. Especially not your first few. Just not the way it happens. Just not the way it happens. Now look, back in the, earlier days, maybe. Back in the earlier days, maybe. But these are corporations. These are huge multi-global, not multi-global, it's only one globe, multinational corporations. Now, it all depends on the level you at. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, for real, right now, I could record a project. And I could release it myself. And who knows, I might even be able to sell Let's shoot for the moon. 100,000 records. Like this dude, downloads, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I could make some money getting downloads and people listening to my stuff. I'll be completely independent. And that'd be where I end. And I could probably build up a little following and, maybe hit Bogarts and, spots maybe of that size, maybe, if I'm, really hitting it. Hits little spots like Bogarts, around the country and draw, 200 people and make a little money. I'm not going to win no BET award. I'm not going to win no Grammy. I'm not going to win no American Music Award. And I have total control over what I put out. Total control. But they're not going to be talking about me on no podcast originating in, I don't know, some little basement in Kansas. But if some record company exec or some producer or somebody like that hears it and they like, oh no, he got a little bit of a following too. Come on in. And you know what I'm saying? We're going to do a project together. All right. Well, here I got these ideas I want to do. You know what they're going to say? But here's what we noticed. We want to change this and we want to change that. We want you to do more up-tempo music or we want you to do slower music. We definitely need you to dye your hair and shave whatever that is you got on your face. You got to get in the gym and work out. We need a certain look from you. And musically, we got these producers that's going, no, I produced the thing that you heard that made you want me. Look, you can go back to making that music and playing for 200 people, or you can do what we telling you to do and play for 5,000 people. Which do you want to do? And I got integrity, artistic integrity. I'll play for the 200. All right. Thank you. And then they just going to find somebody else. They're going to copy the style of what I was doing, change it up the way that they wanted to change it up. And then he going to be out there copying my style, playing for 5,000, 10,000 people. He going to be younger. He going to be fit. He going to be done shaved and he going to be, he ain't going to have gray hair. But he going to be, basically, he going to be singing my shit, selling a whole lot of records and downloads and such. You can play ball, or artists are a dime a dozen. We can get another artist. And yes, we can copy your style. We'll watch you. This part I'm telling you because I know somebody who this happened to. We'll watch you. We'll listen to the music that you put out because nobody really gonna hear it. And then we'll copy your style and we'll give it to this artist. So this artist will be the big you and you'll be the little you. Or you can be the big you. Which do you want? I know a record producer who was an artist who went through that. And he chose to be him. He's no longer a record producer. He can't work with none of the record companies. They won't work with him. But there's an artist out there who, for a few years, a number of years, everything he released, there was an artist. They listened to his stuff and kind of copied his style. And that was that artist. There's a machine. We don't want to blame the machine. We want to blame the artist. Let's blame the machine. And if you don't think that there is a concerted effort to destroy the culture, And we use that a lot. There's something wrong with you. You don't understand. She couldn't watch, since y'all stuck on this, she couldn't do the record talking about Booty Hole Brown if they didn't want her to. They understand what putting those messages and images out there is gonna do. Young people are gonna hear it. Young people want to emulate the stuff that they hear. We did it when we were young. When we were young, we did it. We were listening to NWA and we was mad at the police. We were listening to Public Enemy and we was ready to fight the power. We was listening to Prince and we was ready to fuck somebody. We listened to Michael Jackson and we was ready to dance. We wasn't ready to play with little kids because we didn't know he was doing it. You hear music and you want to emulate it. That's right. We listened to 2 Live Crew and we wanted to have sex with loose women. And women wanted to shake their ass. So yeah, they understand they're going to hear this. It's going to permeate the culture. It's going to get worse. What benefit they get out of that, I don't know. But it's not accidental. And I know, could we as people just not fall for the trick? Well, I guess we could. But a lot of us don't believe it's a trick. A lot of us believe, nah, these artists just do whatever they want to do. They doing it. What's the thing that they say? I'm going to botch it. But the greatest trick that the devil ever pulled on people is convincing people that he didn't exist. And if you sitting there thinking, and these people, they write the music, they produce the music, they release the music, they promote the music, and then they go out and perform the music. You fell for the trick. Preston says, an artist just accused Sexy Red of stealing his song. He's relatively unknown, and he said he just wants acknowledgement and to possibly work together. They do that. I'm telling you, that I know for a fact. They do that. They study the consumer, no different than retail stores. They study consumers. Know where to place signage, products, and what colors to use. Yes. Janice, no one's denying that. What you're saying is true, but they're not on no big scale. Sure, she says, God bless the child that got his own. Believe it or not, some people own their own label, produce their own music, and are not beholden to these big record companies. I know this. We know it too. But they're really small. Like I said, they can have a small following. Stephanie said, we have to educate our children to know there are just certain things you don't do because those things follow you the rest of your life and will come back to bite you. Yeah. I don't know the young lady. I don't know her background. I don't know, how she grew up. I don't know what she into. I don't know how much money she making. I don't know how many records she sold or downloads she has or whatever. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. I know, though, all this stuff is a trick. All this stuff is an agenda. Somebody had an agenda. Don't get mad at people for calling out the fact that we recognize it's not by accident. It's not by accident that the entertainment industry, in particular as it relates to African American culture and even more specifically than that, young Black boys and girls, from really young to young adulthood, they understand the influence that they have. I would love to go back to the days where, artists were singing, like I said, about love, about coming together as a community, about standing together. This is our country. We're a winner. All of those type of songs. What's going on? All of that stuff. I would love to go back to those days. Berry Gordy and them let that stuff happen. They had an agenda to make that money, to set them records, but also to uplift the culture. They had an agenda. And they pushed that agenda on people. What else? I saw a story. A young girl who had been missing for 4 years out of Arizona. I'm trying to remember it. I got to pull it up. Hold on, I got to pull it up. Had been missing for 4 years. She turned herself in. Did y'all see that story? Hold on, I'm trying to... Come on, Chromebook. Yes, I'm still blaming the Chromebook. Where's the story about the missing girl? Missing Arizona girl. Alicia Navarro, missing since 2009. Walked into a police station in Montana. She told them, I'm Alicia Navarro. I've been missing for 4 years. Everybody, they're happy that she's back. Glendale Public Safety Communications Director, he had a press conference, said, Alicia Navarro has been located. She is by all accounts safe. She is by all accounts healthy. And she is by all accounts happy. The teenager who was described as autistic but high functioning disappeared at 14 years old. Her parents, who were asleep when she slipped out the house, found a handwritten note from their daughter stating, I ran away. I'll be back. I swear. I'm sorry. And she showed up. Everybody's happy. Emanuel, why'd you bring that story up? Can't we just be happy that Carly Russell is safe too? Can't we just be happy? She's safe. I bet they spent a lot of money looking for her. Ain't nobody gonna ask her for that money back. Ain't nobody gonna really criticize her. She's safe. She's alive. She's happy. Thank God. Right, LaDonna. Thank God she's alive. And just leave it at that. Quintano says, did you say 2009? Did I say 2009? I'm pretty sure I said 2019, but I might have said 2009 accidentally. So I apologize if I was incorrect. I apologize if I was incorrect. But we can be happy that Alicia Navarro is back, happy and safe. Let's just be happy that Carlee Russell is back, alive and safe. They not forcing her to say where she was for 4 years. They just asking for privacy. Just give maybe Miss Russell some privacy too. Nikki says she made her own self disappear. She wasn't kidnapped. Same with Carlee. She made her own self disappear. She wasn't kidnapped. They both left of their own accord. I bet they both were looked for. And they're both back safely. All the details don't matter. All of the little details don't matter. Navarro was a kid. Her name was Smollett, Nikki. Don't be disrespectful. F that, Carlee is a storyteller. Oh my goodness. Jerica Van, God said that your prayers refund is in the mail. What do you want, blood? Why can't y'all leave it? She lied. Okay, we know she lied. She's come clean. She says she lied. She says she's sorry. Just let it go. Be happy that she's safe. Just be happy that she's safe. Also, I keep hearing about these cameras. Cincinnati won't red light cameras. Or Cincinnati won't. Here's where I stand on cameras in the city of Cincinnati. She didn't come clean. She got caught. Not really. She came home on her own. She spoke to the police. They didn't have no smoking gun. They didn't catch her red-handed. They said, we don't necessarily believe her story. And then she came clean. Think about it this way. You do, as a kid, you do something bad. Then you stop doing that bad thing. And your parents say, what happened? And you say, nothing. And your parents look around like, nothing, huh? And then you're like, okay, I ate all the cookies. You still came clean, even though they knew you was lying. The fact that you admitted it, you came clean. Your parents can see the cookie jar. They know all the cookies gone. But you finally admitted it. Don't you get credit for that? Don't you get credit for that? Yes, you do. Okay, either way, Jerica, let's assume that what you're saying is 100% true. She told the police to tell. They saw no evidence. So her mama said, just tell them the truth, and she did. She came clean. That's coming clean. Oh, let me answer the phone. Caller.
Yeah, it's Jason. You reaching big time.
How?
What'd you say? 14-year-old autistic girl went on an adventure, left a note, said I'm out. Actually, her note was her note was funny. I'm running away. I'll be back. Sorry. That's hilarious. Not to her family when she disappeared, but that's hilarious. And then she just shows up.
40 years later.
Some 25, versus some 25-year-old girl who then
look, I'm not saying
have no mental.
We don't know. You don't know that she don't have no mental whatever.
They would have threw that out immediately. Like, she's disturbed.
Maybe it's not diagnosed.
Just like the autistic girl.
You know, a lot of times.
They would have went and got her diagnosed first. Like, you're not
they can't force her to go get diagnosed.
It's a reach for me, at least. Like, this little girl, thank God she came home, and same for the girl who staged her own kidnapping.
Right. So why can't we just stop there? Hold on. No. Why can't we just stop there? This little girl, thank God she home. Carly, thank God she home.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Right. So that's enough. Just stop there.
You got to pay the piper, though. You got to pay the piper. You can't blame the child and saying like,
why you can't blame the child? Why not? Why you can't blame the child?
She a high functional autistic, which they like to say for instead of retarded sometimes. So herself just walked on out that door. They probably looked for her. They probably put in a good effort, but she a child. She don't know better.
She know better. At 14, you knew better too.
25-year-old knew. Nah, I know she didn't. She was a high functional.
She wouldn't have left a note if she didn't know better.
She was a high functional slow person and didn't know no better. She thought leaving the note made it okay.
Look,
this 25-year-old threw a wig on the side of the highway and said, "Hey, I see a kid," and then made fake scuffle noises and disappeared.
We are.
I can't even
why can't we just be happy that the young woman, are both home safe? Stop right there. We're happy that they're both home safe.
Because that's not normal behavior, and you can't just have law enforcement looking for you on a whim because you wanted to throw your wig on the side of the highway and fake your own kidnapper after you stole a roll of toilet paper and a robe from work and bought yourself a nice meal to cover up the tracks, I guess. But no, this is a reach. It's still a reach for me. I haven't heard anything that convinced me otherwise.
Look, I'm not saying that she did anything good. I'm just saying they're both home safe. Let's just be happy that they're both home safe.
We are, but
all right.
You got to pay the piper on that one. Like you went a little too far. If she would have just went off on her own, didn't tell her family, and then came back, all right, cool. Like the girl with the note, I'll be back. She had the whole set, and she did too much. The public wants, unfortunately, somebody got to pay. And if she ain't going to come out and say, I'm slow, and her family going to say, yeah, she been slow, then she got to pay. You was of sound
So
mind.
y'all want revenge. That's what it is.
I don't want revenge, but you made actions, and now your actions have consequences. So
and her consequences was she was gone, and now she home, and she's embarrassed. Hey. She's been made a fool of. She's been proven to be a liar. No one will believe or trust her anymore. And those are her consequences. But y'all want revenge.
Now, nobody want revenge. You gotta. It has to be. I don't know what they do. Like she gotta. I don't know.
What do you want to happen to her? What do you want to happen? What revenge do you want? What do you want to see happen to her?
Maybe she can go to therapy, get some help. You know, something like that.
Hold on. So you would be cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, no, I'm not one of these people that want her to go. I don't want her to go to jail because that don't help mentally unsound people. Is that right? Is that how you say it? Or should it just be mentally ill? That sounds better. You don't put mentally ill people in jail because they don't get that help they need in jail. She needs some help. So put her in therapy, maybe probation. Don't fake your own kidnapping for the next 5 years, and we go ahead and just wipe your record clean like it never happened in the court system. But like you said, the rest of the world gonna remember.
All right. So I'm with you. Go to therapy because she needs therapy either way you look at it. And there's a chance that she might not go on her own. So if they say you got to go get some therapy, you need some help, We on the same page. If that's what you consider consequences, I'm with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I should make that more clear.
But I think
the
the Alicia Navarro also need to get some counseling.
Well, she probably gets some counseling anyway because she's slow, so they gonna have to have a talk with her. Like, you can't just leave for 4 years and come back and think everything is gonna be cool. How do you think your family? The therapy stuff. Your mom was scared. You don't want to do that anymore. That's not good. And hopefully she won't leave no more notes and disappear for 4 more years.
All right, so well, she 18 now. She can disappear for as long as she want to. She grown.
Obviously, being out there and doing what you wanted to do wasn't fun no more, so she brought her tail on home.
Well, she made it to Montana. So, but yeah, okay, we can agree. I'll compromise. She needs some consequences, and those consequences should be getting some counseling. I can agree with you.
Yeah. Oh, I think I heard you say that we don't need to know where the 14-year-old was, or something like that. When she went away, where did she go? What did she do?
No one's asking. They say they're not even pressing her for that.
No, see, that's I don't agree with that. They should be very much pressing because a 14-year-old doesn't have the means to get from A, B to Z without some type of adult help. And if some adult man or woman helped her across the state line, they need to pay for that. You didn't worry this girl's parents for 4 years and then she just show up at home because we don't know why. You might have been like, yeah, you too old now. You go home. I'm going to get me another kid. I feel like there's some pedophilia in there somewhere.
They said they don't know the details of her disappearance, but the important thing is she's alive. So they're not even worried about it. They're not even worried about it. Okay, hold on. They're gonna investigate how she got to Montana, but
they really do.
The most important thing is she's home.
That is true.
All right.
So we in agreement. Some counseling. Don't do that again, and move on.
All right. For both of them.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we can agree. We on the same page.
All right. That's all I really had today.
All right, Jason. I appreciate it.
Oh, before I go, I don't want to be. I know Key got hella stalkers, and whoever would you say the guy that tried to flirt with her? I don't want him calling me out on the radio either. But she need to call in again because we don't know what to do while we watching the show. I can't even remember what to say or the combination she say it is. So maybe she'll call in today. I won't compliment her or nothing like that, so I can stay off the stalker list.
All right.
That's all I had.
Thank you, Jason. Yeah, y'all stop stalking Key. Key is my friend, as all of you are. Yeah, leave. I for both of them. We're just happy that y'all want revenge. For revenge. Brent?
Hey, E-Man, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good. And just to confirm, for the rest of the people in the chat, Jason and I are calling in from 2 totally separate numbers.
You are calling from 2 separate numbers, but that really don't mean nothing. Like, yes, for example,
our voices sound eerily the same, and that was Jason talking. This is Brent. Jason doesn't talk about wrestling. I throw it in every now and then.
See, you might be fooling people. That might be your second persona. No, I don't believe y'all the same person. Y'all don't even sound the same.
Yeah. Yeah, it does sound a little bit like me. I'm like, let me call to make sure, because he said a couple of things.
I don't hear it.
I don't think the little girl's slow. She may be developmentally challenged. I can go with that, but on the spectrum, but I'm not going to call her slow. But if we could go back to the Jason Aldean, that was a good point you brought up with Ahmaud Arbery and small cities, and goodness, where I am right now is a small city, and to be up here with Texas plates, manufacturers plates, man, every time I'm going through, I'm making sure I'm doing that 25 miles an hour, making sure I'm stopping, looking both ways, making sure I'm fully stopped. So, man, small towns still, as you're going through there and traveling as Black people, you have to be aware of what's going on because you are perceived as an outsider. Because up here, there's definitely not that many Black people. I've only seen a handful of them.
And I mean, in listening to the little song, that was clearly the message that he was putting out. He didn't say anything about race, but that was clearly the message that he was putting out was, you know, y'all Black people.
And even where they filmed the video in front of that courthouse, it was the spot of a famous lynching there outside of Nashville, to where there was an allegation from a white woman. They scooped up the Black dude, hit him in the head with a hammer or something like that, and then lynched him and, you know, mutilated and everything. So, you know, you got that. Plus, a few years ago, he went to a Halloween party in blackface and dreaded wig, or not a dreaded wig, but I think a braided wig. So, you know, you start adding up everything, and it's like, yeah, you know, that's what you're talking about. And, you know, it may have never come up on our radar if it didn't start off with the country music channel or whatever. You know, that's one of the channels I don't have programmed on the YouTube TV. But that's when initially started. They got pulled, and then I guess they were calling CMT woke, and then, you know, Black folks started to look at this and say, hold up, why is the imagery of Black Lives Matter and everything else? And you have all this Black imagery, and then, you come to this small town. The only thing he was missing saying, you come to this small town, we're going to lynch you, you know, and try some of that, we're going to lynch you. And you don't have to be trying any of that in order to get lynched. You could just be jogging like a Maud Arbery and get two dudes in pickup trucks chase you for 2.5 miles. So that is just insane. And just to pivot to the deal with the artists and the record companies, man, they keep, from as many unsungs that I've seen, and to hear about TLC and all these artists and watching, you know, different shows, man, they keep those artists broke. They have them sign deals, and sometimes it's a deal on top of a deal on top of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So they wind up getting pennies on the dollar, and to make their videos and production costs and travel, it's all coming out of the money that they will make. So at the end of the day, they wind up with nothing. They famous, but they ain't got no money. I think I remember, what was it, Tribe Called Quest, saying after their one album, with Anita Applebaum and those songs on there, he was still sleeping on his mama's couch. So after how huge that was back in the early 80s. So, but it's something that's gone on forever and ever, and it's something that's works for the record companies. And, you know, what disappoints me is that when you have artists, say like with Michael Bivins, you know, from the New Edition story, how he wound up finding out what was happening with him, with his manager. He did the same thing to Boyz II Men and then all the artists he had underneath him. And Babyface and L.A. Reid did the same thing with TLC and Tony Braxton.
I mean,
they had them signing objective deals.
It is one of those things where, look, you would think that if I screw you over and you get out from under, you wouldn't screw the next person over. But if you've watched everybody in that whole industry and this is just the way business is done, you like, okay, now it's my turn to screw somebody over, as opposed to now it's my turn to do right by somebody. It's something about we just don't operate a lot of times in an honorable way. If the history of whatever the thing is to be dishonorable, we follow right along.
Yeah, and it's no different for white artists too. Because I was hearing about Taylor Swift and how she wanted to buy her masters and everything, and the record company said no, but then they sold it to her manager that she had beef with. So then she had to go and re-record all of her other songs. So then she would then own it. So it's just not black artists. It's just the industry itself and how it operates. And it's just, just crazy. You know, I'm interested to see what Snoop is going to do with Death Row Records now that he bought it, because from what he stated, he was pulling everything down to get it reorganized. So I guess the artists that were underneath Death Row will make some money. I don't think that's happened yet, but we'll see how all that turns out. But one more pivot here.
Well, hold on. Before you do that one last pivot, I would say with Snoop, he still got to play in that same dirty pool, right? So, you know, I'm sure you own Death Row now and you want to maybe do what's right, but it's other people involved. And, you know, I hate to say it, but there's a really good chance that he can only do so much. And then next thing you know, everybody is kind of either back in the same situation or he realizes this is the way business is done for a reason.
Yeah, and if he can get money for the artists that already recorded albums and everything, that, you know, to get them more than what they're getting, you know, it's a start. If he tries to do more of that for the artists that, I don't know, does Death Row have new artists out?
I don't know.
That genre of music.
See, I'm not a hip hop guy anyway, so I don't really know. But I know in terms of the nature of that business, if they got new artists out, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if Snoop ends up doing the same thing that was done to him.
Yeah, and you know, the pivot to the other rap artist with Ice Cube. Did you see or hear any stories about him doing a ride along with Tucker Carlson?
I saw the story. I want to watch the interview. I saw a story that said everybody who's seen this, you know, not everybody, but people who've seen this are really disappointed with Ice Cube. But I have to watch it and see what Ice Cube said. Yeah,
and I haven't seen it yet either, but man, just to be in the same car with Tucker Carlson is, I don't know, but we'll see. We will see. I will reserve judgment until I get more information and make it through the interview to see what's said. And with that, what was cut. So we'll see if Ice Cube comes back and said, well, yeah, I said this, but it didn't make the final cut, which, you know, we know is video edited and everything else. You know, they only will put in there what they want in there on a recorded show.
Yeah.
But all right. But yeah, just wanted to hit you up after hearing Jason. I was like, let me go ahead and take a break from what I'm doing. And being up here in Maine, I have not seen any mooses, you know, no bullwinkle or anything like that. So that's good, because I don't want y'all to see any stories, black man gored by moose. No.
All right.
Stay in my vehicle.
All right, Brent.
Right. Hey, you take it easy.
You do the same. All right. 513-717-5464. That's the number to get on board. Daryl says, pull it up. Nah, I'm not going to pull it up right now. I will pull it up and watch it. And, you know, maybe we'll look at clips from it. And we'll see. Daryl also says, who besides Snoop implies that is on his Death Row record label? I don't know. Let's see, Quintano, man, stop just typing random stuff, man. Nobody care about that stuff. Nobody care about that stuff. And I think you might have made some of that up. Nobody care. Y'all, I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Taking some time to, you know, just pour over this stuff. I guess until next time. Oh my goodness, I got a call coming in. Hold on, let me answer the call. Caller.
Hey, Emanuel, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, this is Key.
Hey, what's up, Key?
Oh, nothing much. Hey, everybody in the chat. I ain't gonna be able to read y'all comments because I'm using my phone to watch the live. So when I'm on the phone, I can't look at the live. So if anybody commenting, just hey, everybody like, subscribe, thumbs up, and like, subscribe, and share, just to get that out the way.
All right.
What's new with you, Emanuel?
Oh, not much. Not much. Is chilling.
Oh.
About to go to my second Bible study of the week.
Oh, okay. What's your plans for the weekend?
Get out, cut the grass, do some, I got to print some shirts. I might go swimming with that little baby if it ain't raining.
Okay.
If it's raining, then my plans for the weekend is just to relax at home.
Oh, okay. Now, what about that color for the TikTok player shirts? Does that ever come in, or you go with the color you got?
No, I haven't ordered the color yet.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest, I haven't ordered the color yet. I got some stuff coming in. I'm having a little bit of a issue with, I'm doing new stuff for new people, and the other stuff that I'm doing gets pushed back when I get a client who says, I need this. I do what the client needs, get that done and get that out and get that money. And then a new client come and then I do that. So that's where I was Friday, Saturday, Sunday after church, Monday and Tuesday, working with different clients, getting their stuff together. Yesterday I did another little thing, but that one wasn't for a client. And then, of course, Bible study. Tonight I got Bible study, and I might get to it like by maybe Monday and order the new ink.
Oh, okay. Now, how did it go with the client that you said came by to check out how you was running your little?
It went really well. He placed an order. We did the order. He's actually just contacted me last night. He's placing another order, and he was trying to come over today to, sit down and talk about what he want to do with the other order, but I had other things to do. So he says one day next week, he'll link up with me and we'll get that order in, we'll get it done, and we'll get it to him.
Okay, you doing it, man.
I'm doing something. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build a little something. I'm still in my infancy, and I try to be honest. Like, even with him, I said, as you see everything, but I'm a one dude shop right now, and I do have limitations, and but his order was simple enough that we could do the order and get it done in a day. Well, in 2 days, and then he could get his stuff and be gone. And he was cool with it because his orders are small enough to where I can handle them, because I tried not to, like, if you called me, Key, and said, I need 1,000 shirts by next Friday, I might tell you, go find somebody else, because I'm, my capacity is not there yet. But if you told me, I need
5 shirts in 2 weeks, you got me.
If you told me I need 50 shirts and I need them, well, if you said you need 5, depending on the complexity of the design, I might be able to do that in, a day or 2.
Oh, okay.
But I think I'm moving towards promising 3 days.
Oh, okay.
Even though I got his done in 2, his was 50 shirts. I got them done in 2 days. But I'm moving towards 3 days because stuff come up.
Oh, okay, you're doing it. I meant to tell you the last time I called that show with you and your brother. That was hilarious. Your brother is funny. You need to bring him back on there and have another episode with your brother.
Look, I tell people this.
Hilarious.
People ask me this question. Where did I learn? Blah, blah, blah. And I have so many mentors, but the first person to ever give me an opportunity to be creative as a technical producer was my brother. And I thoroughly enjoyed his show. And then after a while, he, we kind of talked about what it was he wanted to do. He allowed me to give him ideas about the show. That's, where we came up with White Wednesday and, a number of different ideas that we did on the show. I always thought he was one of the best talk show hosts out there. Also, which I don't really like giving this guy credit, but as the type of person I am, I give credit where credit is due. Nathan Ivey, I watched him. I always thought he was one of the best talk show hosts. So yeah, I try to pick up a lot from him. But if you missed his stint on The Buzz, he did, him being my brother, he did some really good radio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think like when he was on there, I think I was like in high school or something. So I think like I was in, like my mom used to listen or whatever, so I would hear certain names. If this the same person that was on with Lincoln way back, was this way back when they was doing it out of the with the brothers up there by Lynn Street.
Huh?
Is this the same station? You know the two where they was on the show with the brothers. They used to be on there with the brothers. Ah, dang, I can't think of their last name. The Beatties. Then they used to do a show with the Beatties too. The Beatty brothers.
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay. Because I remember, like I say, my mom used to listen. I remember they saying Nathan, but was Nathan Aveen on with Lincoln too, or was it just Nate, your brother?
Well, I don't think neither of them did a show with Lincoln. Nate had an early show, like when the Buzz first started. I think he did the first show of the Buzz, which would have been somewhere around 2000, like I think August of 2000. And he was on for not a long stint because his activism kind of got in the way. But yeah, that was the early days of the Buzz.
Oh, okay. But yeah, you guys get him back on the experiment because y'all two cutting up was hilarious. And when he was like, no, when he don't like something or he don't agree with something, he's like, he's like, no, I don't know that dude. I was rolling when he was like, who is that? And he was like, nah, why? He's like, I don't know that dude. I don't know him. He's like, I gotta check people out. I don't know. And then when y'all two start doing y'all duet or singing, and you trying to harmonize and tell them how to go, I was hollering.
No, I didn't do any singing. But here's what I'll tell you. What we did down here is what we do when it ain't no cameras. That's the way.
Right, that's why it was so funny.
That's just the way that we talk.
It's not scripted or nothing. It's
tell people if you come over on a Thanksgiving when all of us is there, because it's the 6 of us that grew up in the same household. If you come over, it would be fascinating for somebody to come and watch and record. Because we have a good time, we go at it, but it's all love.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, you gotta get him back on there. When is he back up in Toledo?
Yes, he's up in Toledo.
Okay, well, next time he comes down, you got to schedule for him to get on there so y'all can cut up again.
I'll let him know.
Okay, well, yeah, and then tell Jason, shout out to Jason, you got his shirts together. Tell him I heard him shouting me out.
Yeah, he got his shirts, and it took me a minute, but I didn't charge him for them or anything.
Oh, okay, look at you. Well, that's because you want him to come back, or spread the word.
Well, no, I took a really long time with his stuff because I really, some of it was, me procrastinating horribly. Some of it was I had some terrible equipment malfunctions that I had to fix. But then once I got everything together, he waited so long, I didn't feel right charging him anything.
Oh, okay. Look at you. Well, all right. I've been on long enough. I know they flaming me up in the comments. Like I said, I can't see them, but hey, everybody. Like I said in the beginning, like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification. And Emanuel, what I was gonna say. Have you ever thought about pre-recording some shows on the day that you ain't gonna be there for YouTube? Well, I don't know how Facebook works, but for YouTube, just uploading them. And then just letting people know it's a video out there. You ain't going to be on today, but they can watch that video.
I will consider that. Yeah,
because we got to get your YouTube channel up. So you can get about 4 or 5 screens. How many screens you got? So you can make multiple shirts. We need to get this YouTube channel up.
I have
monetized.
I have a 6-color 4-station press.
Okay, so we're trying to get you to, I'm saying, maybe a 10-color or 20-color or whatever. So go ahead and pre-record some of these some of your episodes. You could pre-record when you out there mowing the lawn and sweating like a pig and stuff or whatever.
I
like
will.
some stuff. You know what I mean?
I'll take
Or
that
with it,
under advisement. Oh,
Alrighty, man. You enjoy your. You think you're gonna be on tomorrow?
I fully intend on it. Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, everybody enjoy the rest of the day. Alrighty, man. You appreciate the laughs, appreciate the show. I'll talk to you later.
All right, Key. I appreciate you as well. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. Got to get ready to go to this second Bible study. Oh, is this supposed to storm? I'm looking outside. I don't see no sun. It actually look a little dark out here. I don't know what's going on, but let me go get ready to go to the second Bible study of the week. Myosha's a hater. I don't think I want to see Emanuel Livingston mowing the lawn. It would be amazing to see me mowing the lawn. It would be absolutely amazing. Don't hate. There are channels, and I consider doing this. I just know I don't have the stick-to-itiveness but there are channels where people just cut grass. They go and they cut people grass, edge it up, and all of that good stuff. That's what they do. And they are able to quit their jobs and then just do that full time. That's all they do. Of course, a lot of them live in those, like in Florida and California and stuff like that. But for a lot of them, that's all they do. So there's a market for people watching people cut grass. I just watched a 30-minute video. I watched a 30-minute video on it. And it's actually weirdly fulfilling. So yes, you are. Why you got to be a hater? I don't know if you was born that way or you developed into one. I don't know why you got to be a hater, but you should stop. Yeah, I really do. I got it. Yes, SB Mowing is one of the ones that I watch. It is one of the ones that I watch. All right, y'all, let me get out of here. For real, for the 9th time and final time, I hope everyone has an amazing rest of the evening. I hope whatever is happening out here don't catch you and mess stuff up for you. Until next time, I hope something amazing happens in your life. Spend the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm out, y'all. Peace.